The biggest issue for me was driving at night. Within months, started deteriorating again. I couldn't even read a menu. I couldn't read my emails anymore. Text messages kept getting worse and worse and never better. But at that point, I was like, no, I'm done. You're not gonna believe how much I paid for my first set.
Are you unhappy after getting a multifocal lens implant and don't know what to do? In this video, I'm going to share with you a story of a patient of mine. She was really not happy with day one of how the vision was. She couldn't see very well. Her surgeon just kept telling her, hey, let's just see if it gets better. Let's treat your dry eye. Let's give it some time. But it just got worse and worse and worse, and she just became more and more frustrated. She would enlarge the print on her screen greater and greater and greater just to get by. She actually had her daughter driving for her, and it was becoming unsafe. She finally came to me after 3 years, and we replaced her multifocal lens implants with a different type of multifocal lens implant. She ended up seeing very well. She was now 20/20 at far away, 20/20 at computer in each eye, and 20/20 reading in each eye, all without glasses. It wasn't the problem that her multifocal lens implants were bad, it's just that there was problems that we needed to fix. We fixed it. We replaced the lens implants. Let's share with you the story of this patient and how she ended up seeing well.
There was an ophthalmologist close to my office in Newport. Once I got there, I told them that my eyesight had been deteriorating rapidly just in the last year. I think I had to change my prescription at least 3 times already. He suggested to have the lens replacement that will take care of needing to wear glasses, and that it will fix some of my the issues that I was having with my eyesight. Because he said, once you have this surgery, you won't need another one again. And my biggest thing, I work on spreadsheets every day, so I need to be able to see.
So you felt like you were reassured that you would never need glasses again?
Yes, that was the main reason why I decided to get it done. And he reassured me that I could actually see both close and far with that one implant that he was suggesting.
So from looking at your records, it looks like you got a PanOptix lens implant in both eyes, and your surgery was roughly a week apart, I think it was, or very soon?
It was a very short period of time. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 weeks apart, but yeah, it was very quickly.
Okay, what was your vision like immediately right afterwards?
It was definitely improvement. I could see probably within a couple of days, my eyesight seemed clear and I could see again. So immediately I had no hesitations. Oh, let's do the other eye, it seems to work. When I had the second surgery, I noticed issues right away. Probably within 3 days, I had to go in and have my eyes checked. I can still see every time I look down like a black rim around my vision. So that was normal. I couldn't really see clearly as I had with the first surgery. But I was told that it was normal, that it was going to take some time for the recovery period. So that continued. I kept having regular checkups every couple of months, and it was not getting better. Then I was told that I was developing scar tissue that eventually will have to be removed, but the recommendation was not to touch it, just to continue with the healing process. It just kept getting worse and worse and never better.
You said you saw a little arc, and that was immediately afterwards, and it never got better.
It never got better.
And then the scar tissue didn't develop till later on, months and months later.
Yes.
With the arc, how was the quality of your vision in both eyes? Or was each eye functioning well, or was one eye not functioning so well?
The second one was never functioning well. So I was relying on one of my eyes for most of my vision anyway. And then I started noticing the biggest issue for me was driving at night. It just became very difficult because of all the like starbursts that I would see and the glare, and then extreme sensitivity to light. So it was very difficult.
And how about seeing a street sign far away at nighttime? Like, how did that go?
Early on in the surgery, it was fine. I could see, and I was happy with it, even though it wasn't perfect, I could see. But within months, it started deteriorating again.
How has the reading been? How was it up close?
First year, definitely got better. I like reading books, so every night I continued to read, and not an issue. But then it started changing quickly again. So I started noticing my eyesight was deteriorating. I can no longer just see just my regular books. So I started using readers to help with my vision. And then, like I said, I work with spreadsheets all day. Now I had to start using my old glasses again. It just depending on the time of day. Sometimes I needed a higher prescription, sometimes lower, but it just seemed that back to eyeglasses. I couldn't even read a menu. I couldn't read my emails anymore, text messages, and I already had increased the font size. When my colleagues, we share a lot of our spreadsheets, so they knew immediately when I was on a specific spreadsheet because the zoom was already 200-300% in the computer, just so that I can see.
200-300% zoom, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
They just kept telling me to come back, and that the issue was really about my eyes being dry, that I just continued to use the eye drops, that I needed to hydrate, but they never recommended another surgery. They wanted to delay the scar tissue. Like, we might remove the scar tissue. They weren't giving me when we can do this. And then I was told that maybe they just needed to clean the lens and they can do that with a laser.
Was there ever a suggestion to say, hey, what was the underlying, what about that little crescent? That they ever say how to fix that? Or?
They didn't.
Just lubricate your eyes and maybe we'll do the YAG capsulotomy laser down the road. That was about the solution.
That was a solution, yes.
And that was around 2023, 2024. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of just started living like this, 2025.
It was during the holidays. I think it was just before New Year's Day. I started driving and I realized that I really couldn't see. And then I started playing with my eyes, so which one was the worst. And I realized that everything was just blurry. So I didn't trust myself driving. So immediately I went just to the optometrist. She had already given me my prescription glasses before that. But at that point, she was like, oh no, you need to go see an ophthalmologist. And she recommended I come see you. Because she was like, glasses is not gonna fix the issues. And then she showed me my scans from when she first saw me to when I went to see her. And she immediately saw that there was something just covering my eye.
Back then, your vision on the right eye was 2100. The vision on the left eye was 2025. Your prescriptions were +2, +25, 35 on the right eye. And the left eye was +125, 25, 15 on their left eye. And so you had a significant, what we call as a hyperopic, result, which is something that can definitely give you poor vision. And a YAG laser would have not fixed that. It would have improved your clarity tremendously, but it would have not ultimately fixed this, what we call refractive error, the lens. So when we as eye doctors try to calculate what power of a lens to put in here, we do it based on formulas of looking at tens of thousands of patients previously, but not everybody fits into that. And sometimes a lens can sit a little bit further back, a little further forward, and that can ultimately change the power. And lasering this open in the back, called the YAG capsulotomy, would have just made the ultimate goal of replacing this lens, called an IOL exchange, very difficult. Possible, but difficult. So what we did was, I recommended that we just replace these lenses. And so we did one eye, we did the right eye first. And then after the surgery was over, we lasered it open. So we put in an Envy multifocal lens in your right eye.
After the replacement, I think the laser was within 2 weeks. We had already done that. I remember driving to work the next day and to start seeing colors, like bright colors again, which I had not seen, and being able to read all the street signs. And even I drive a Tesla, so they have the maps out there. And I realized that I had relied so much on just memory of where things were, because I couldn't actually read the dashboard, and just to read all of that again. So it was not only just clarity, able to read, but even colors. So it was just night and day for me. I can read my text messages again. Spreadsheets was a little easier. It was not perfect still, because it's still with one eye, but it was just night and day for me.
There was a Crescent initially with your first PanOptix lens. Did you notice any problems with the Envy lens?
Not at all. After so long, you get used to living with either bad eyes or whatever issues. So you just adapt, and that's your new normal. So with the new lens, that was never the issue.
Tell me about your night vision with the Envy lens.
I can drive again. I have been relying on my daughter to make sure to see if there's any pedestrians crossing or anything that I would miss while driving. But now it's just, I don't have to worry about it. I can see myself.
So then we fully finalized what's going to happen with you. We checked the refraction results and stabilized your right eye, made sure everything looked good. And then we decided to do the left eye. We waited and did the YAG capsulotomy. And now, how is your left eye doing?
Oh my God, it's great. I can actually see, I mentioned like, oh, that's a weird color for that car. It was like a weird purple. Like I hadn't been able to see colors at night and who knows how long. And they were all surprised, like, wait, you can see that? And I was like, yeah, I can see that. And now it's just better. I can actually finally drive with confidence again.
That's amazing.
So,
okay, great. You're not having any rings or halos. How about night halos and starburst at night?
I still see some of it. Nothing compared to the size that it was before. I can actually, when I see it, I can actually see traffic light or it's a car. Before it would just do, it was so big that I couldn't even tell what it was.
Got it. So you see it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
And then you could still see street signs at night and dim lighting. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Great. And how's your spreadsheets?
Actually back to lower than 100. I'm using 90, 80% because I don't need to have them that big anymore. My text size on my phone is finally back to normal without having to increase the text size. And then I can actually read menus again at restaurants. My biggest one is getting prescriptions for my daughter. I can actually read the bottle. Before I couldn't. It's just been great. And my daughter used to complain like, Mom, why are you so blind? Because she used to do the readings for me because I couldn't see it anymore. But now I can read it all again.
So let's just do like a little quick test of your vision. So here's, for example, my business card. So let's just cover up one eye. And then can you read my address down there?
Oh yeah, 1298 West 7th Street.
Okay, and then let's switch eyes. And how about the phone number?
Oh yeah, 909-981-9800.
Perfect.
And it's not an issue.
Okay.
I can
So you
actually
could
see
read
what
with-
you have on that screen too
Wow.
right now.
So you could read what's on my computer screen here. That's great. How about, what does it say right here?
This is a simpler way for your practice to get paid.
And cover up one eye and you can still see it?
I can still see
And
it.
cover up the other eye? And
Yeah.
could you read down here?
Why practices shoes are building options.
Okay, great. Okay, now let's cover up one eye and let's just do now more distance vision. For example, could you read the 2020 line here?
Yes, CLNFEO.
Okay, and then let's cover up the other eye. Could you read it backwards?
OEFNLC.
That's fantastic. So you're getting 20/20 vision in each eye for far away, intermediate vision, the computer for both eyes, and you're reading pretty well for both eyes. So that's fantastic.
Yes, and before, when you used to do this test, before my surgery, the screen will go completely blank.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see anything.
That's fantastic. I mean, the most important thing is, number one, your doctor did not do the YAG laser. I think it's fantastic that the laser wasn't done. So that way we were able to really put a lens in the right spot and all that.
That doctor was very against me having a lens replacement. He did not recommend it. And he was trying to, that we can do the laser and see if they have fixes it. But at that point, I was like, no, I'm done.
There's potentially people watching this interview who have a multifocal lens implant who are frustrated. What would you recommend for people to do when they, like, what would advice?
For me, and I've actually ever recommended it, is worth it. It changed my life. It actually gave me back my life. I was already considering before the surgery, it's like I didn't know how many more years I could continue to work the way I was working just because I just couldn't see my screens. So I was already thinking, it's like, what else am I going to do if I can't see? So yes, I hands down recommend it. Not only like, I don't have to wear glasses, but the fact is that I can just not even think about me not being able to see. It's just things that we take for granted. Like now it's back. It's all the things that I stopped doing, like reading. I used to draw a lot and color for stress reliever. I stopped doing all of that because I just couldn't do it anymore.
And I just wanted to say something just for the audience perspective. So the PanOptix lens is not necessarily a bad lens. And actually I use the PanOptix lens all the time. And it caused what we call a power error of the lens. No fault of the surgeon or anybody, it just happens. And the solution is, after you give it some time, to just replace the lens. And if you do it within the first few months, pretty relatively simple surgery. Yes, there's risk, but it's a straightforward procedure to replace the power of a lens. And that's the primary issue. It's not PanOptix is bad or the Envy is better. The reason I chose the Envy rather than the PanOptix is because you said you had a little arc in your vision, and I was just concerned maybe you had, we call it dysphotopsia from that lens, and I didn't want to use the exact same technology. You know, some people are worried about getting a lens exchange, and they think, oh my gosh, this is going to be painful, difficult. What did you think about the procedure of getting a lens exchange?
I think when I went in for the surgery, I was looking forward to sleeping. I was like, oh, I get to sleep for a while. But we were talking throughout the procedure because they were telling me exactly what you were doing every single step of the way. And I think I was answering back. So it was actually fast. I can't even remember how long the actual procedure was. It was just not painful. The recovery was within a few days. You know, I think we came in here and it was already healing properly. So there was no issues for me. The surgical center that you were using, they were perfect. The one thing you didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you anyway, you're not going to believe how much I paid for my first set of lenses. Not counting the actual surgery, just the lens itself. $10,000.
$10,000. Each eye?
Each eye.
So you paid $20,000 for both two lenses, $20,000 a lens.
Plus whatever they charged me out of pocket for the surgery was probably another $5,000.
Wow. So $15,000 each eye, so $30,000 total. But the lens was just 10 each.
Mm-hmm.
So then you came here and we gave you a multifocal lens as well. How much did each lens cost?
I could not believe it. It's a quarter of the price. So I think total was $2,700.
$2,700 each lens. Okay.
Each lens. And
so then what would you say to somebody else who is getting charged $10,000 a lens when, you know, there's other places that other surgeons who can do surgery pretty well? What would you say to somebody who's...
Shop around. Ask questions. I didn't know what to expect, so I guess that's why back then they told me it was this great lens and it was going to change my life and never work less again. So they sold me the dream, but that's what it was. It was just selling something. And again, maybe it's because it's Newport Beach that they upmark everything. But no, if I would have known that that was an insane price, I would have never done it. But I didn't do my homework then. I did it when I came here just to make sure, because I actually didn't believe it. Like, wait, that's all I'm paying? So yeah, I was surprised, disappointed, and upset with the other doctor. But, you know, and this was, again, 3 years ago. So by now, it's like inflation and everything has gone up, and still to only pay $2,700 per eye when I pay over 10 just for the lens. I just couldn't believe it. I was a little upset about that. I made sure we're certified, at least that, you know, but never did I realize that the prices that they were charging was just ridiculous.
How did you come all the way to Upland to see me?
But it wasn't, at that point, it wasn't just about distance. I did do my research, Google you and your background and where you went to school, and I did all what I should have done back then. I did it again because, again, having another surgery when they tell you the eyes are quite complicated. So I had to do my groundwork for what I should have done back then. I did it now. So I'm glad I did, though.
Okay.